Welcome to a video on understanding numbers and doing some skills practice with that. We're going to start with just working on some place value identification. And so the first six problems here, we're just going to talk about that. So you'll notice here in letter A, the 5 is underlined. And so to think about what's that value, well, this first block of 3, that's the ones, tens, hundreds. Now we get into the thousands, and then the third block, junk, we get into millions. And that second one is in the tens of millions, because 1, 10, hundreds, that stays consistent. So that would actually be in the 10 million spot. So because it's a 5, it would have a value of 50 million. In letter B, you'll see it's the third one, ones, tens, hundreds, that is simply in the hundreds spot. And since it's a 0, there would be 0, 100 there. Letter C, we have thousands, millions, billions, and we have trillion. So because it's in the second spot, ones, tens, that is in the 10 trillion place value. Because it's a 7, it would represent 70 trillion. Letter D, again, same concept, thousands, millions, this is billions, and it's ones, tens, hundreds, so that would be in the 100 billion place value. Because it's a 1, it would be 100 billion. Letter E, second place, that's in the tens, and because it's a 6, it would be 60. Letter F, we're in the thousands, and it's in the middle, so that would be 10,000. If you can remember the chunks, the ones, tens, hundreds, and then thousands, millions, billions, trillions, quadrillion, it really does make your life a little bit easier. So now we kind of get into a thought process of how many tens are in 100. Well, if you just start with 100, okay, well, how many tens are in that? Well, do some division. Divide it by 10. So if you take 100 and divide it by 10, you get 10. So there are 10 tens in 100. Same concept for the second piece. What if you have 1,000 and break it into groups of 10? Well, you will have 100. So there are 100 tens in 1,000. And that's just kind of a number sense of getting to deal with numbers. Number 3, I received an annual salary of $142,300 for the hard work I put in playing Barney over the previous year. Write out this amount in which you would say it. Well, I kind of just said it, so hopefully you heard that, but we start with that 1. That is 100. Then the next place value is we got 42, and those are in the thousands, so 142,000, and then we just have 300 left. So again, it's knowing, by chunk. And we're going to do another one of these in the next spot. Donald Trump is worth millions, billions. So 4,100,000,000. And sometimes when you have a bunch of zeros, it might help you to write down those letters just to help you. The thousands, millions, billions. So we've got 4 billion and then 100 million would be the way you would say that number. Number 5. We're going to take these numbers and write them in standard notation and scientific. So when you think here in number 5, we have million. Million means 6. So that's 6 places past the decimal. So 71, then I need 6 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that right there is standard form. Now to be in scientific, we want to take our decimal and move it between the 7 and the 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this would be 7.115 times 10 to the 7th. In number 6, 55 billion. Well, billion means 9. So 55, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there is my standard form. Once again, for scientific notation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that would give me 5.5 times 10 to the 10th. In number 7, 1,900,000. Well, 1,000 means 3, so I would add 3 more zeros. And then to move it to scientific, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1.9 times 10 to the 6th. So that'd be the same as 1,900,000, in case you were keeping track. Number 8, 6 quadrillion. Now I hate this one, simply because quadrillion means 15. So 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and that is 6 times 10 to the 15th. That's just a big stinking number. In number 9, we've got billion again, which is 9, so 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it's a comma. We end up with 4.5 times 10 to the 9th. So dealing with big numbers really helps with scientific notation. Okay, so now we have a table here, and this table has 3 columns: word form, standard notation, scientific notation. I want you to hit pause and go ahead and fill those out, and when you're done, the next screen has my answers in it so that you can kind of check to make sure your answers match. So here you see my answers. If any of these don't make sense, feel free to shoot me an email or let me know what doesn't make sense, and I'll try to clear that up for you. Now we want to go to scientific notation. So with these, million is 6. Well, I'm going to have to move this 2 places, so that's going to increase my exponent by 2. So 5.362 times 10 to the 8th. I got 6 because of the million, an additional 2 because of moving the decimal, and that's why I have an exponent of 8. In 17, 1,000 means 3. To scientific notation, I'll have to move it 1 place, so that's going to make it go up by 1, and I end up with 7.0 times 10 to the 4th. And you don't even need that 0.0, you could just have 7 times 10 to the 4th. You'd get the same thing. Number 8, we're moving it 3, 6, 9, 12 places, so 6.7 times 10 to the 12th. That one's a little nicer because they give it to you in standard form. Number 19, wow, a lot of numbers. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19. So 9.014 times 10 to the 19th. Number 20, we're back to words. So billion is 9. I've got to move it 2 places. That's going to increase it by 2. So 6 times 10 to the 11th. And in number 21, trillion is 12. And I've got to move it 3 places. So that's going to increase it by 3. So 3.025 times 10 to the 15th. Now we want to go to standard notation. So remember, with standard notation, the exponent tells you how many spots to move the decimal. So here we have an exponent of 8. So that's going to move this decimal 8 places. So I'll take it and I'll move it 8 places. Notice that, that 4 is one of those places. So I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in standard notation, there's my answer. So in 23, my exponent is 4, so I'm going to move it 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 2 extra spots are zeros, and I end up with 26,700. In 24, I'm going to move it 6 places. 1, 2, 3, and then 3 zeros. So 8,901, 3 additional zeros, and my answer is 8,901,000. Number 25. Look, no decimal. So remember, no decimal, it's at the end. It's after the 7. So I'm just going to add 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and my answer is 700,000. 26, we have 10 to the 11th power. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and then I'll have 9 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I moved it a total of 11 spots. In 5, I'm only going to, or 27, I'm only going to move it 1 spot. So 1, I will end up with a 51.1. So the decimal point is still in your final answer because you only move it 1 spot. Now we're going to do some multiplying and dividing. So remember, when you multiply, we're going to multiply just the numbers. 3.21 times 2.5, which gives me 8.025. And then I'm going to take 10 to the 5th times 10 to the 3rd. And remember, we add the exponents when we're multiplying. So 5 plus 3 is 8. And because our first number, 8.025, is between 1 and 10, that is our answer. So now to go to standard form, we'll move our decimal 8 places because of the exponent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, comma, comma, and there's my standard form. Number 29, now we're dividing. So sometimes I think it's easier to divide if you start in a vertical format. So when I start this direction, now notice I can take these two numbers and divide. So 4.5 divided by 1.6 should give you 2.8125. And then when you take these, remember when you divide, you are going to subtract the exponents. So 12 minus 8 will give me 10 to the fourth. Once again, since the number 2.8 is between 1 and 10, you're fine, but we will want to move our decimal 4 places to the right to put it in standard form, which gives us 28,125. Another division problem. This one is already set up vertically for us. So if we start by the 6.2 divided by 1.25, I get 4.96. Again, we subtract our exponents, so that gives me 10 to the 7th. And then I move my decimal 7 places to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there's my standard form. So I believe I have one more on this video, and it's a multiplication problem. Let's change up the colors, get a little excitement going here. Oh, not those. Let's go greens. If I take 3.63 times 2.3, I get 8.349. And I'm adding my exponents. So 2 plus 3 is 5. And now to go standard form, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 834,900 is the answer. So if you have any more questions on some scientific notation there, let me know.